Hi, just to give an idea, here's a quick run through of the build. Maybe I'll get to do a proper video on the construction of a raft, but that'll be for another time. Unfortunately there's no film, apart from the time-lapse, since we had too much to do in too short of a time. So here goes. The materials used were dry logs and rope. The rope was just plain heavy-duty nylon rope, and everything was available for us at the worksite. We only assembled the parts, we didn't have to work any materials for this. All that was needed were 3 knots, the club hitch, the half hitch, and the number 8 knot, or reef knot. And then there's just some crafty looping of the rope to complete the entire thing. The raft we chose to build was a 3 x 3 meters square. If one would want to build a larger raft, it's only a question of adding the same base again for a total of 18 square meters. For 3 or more people, it's probably best to go for a larger design, but there would be only 2 of us, and as we helped another family build their raft, we went for something that would be a bit easier to handle on the water. Mind you, a single 9 square meter raft weighs in at about a metric ton. That's quite a bit of lumber to move around when you're stuck atop a sandbank in the middle of a river. So, building the raft then. We started out with a large base layer of logs at about 40 centimeters in diameter. Those were rolled down and into the river until we had a base of logs alongside each other, 1 log in length. That's a 3 x 3 meter base. We lashed them all together pretty loosely. Then we added a new layer of slightly thinner logs at 25 to 30 centimeters in diameter. If we would have brought more weight onto the raft, we would have made this layer the same thickness as the first layer. Only the outer 2 of these logs were lashed onto the base layer. The logs in between were laid onto the larger ones and chosen so that it would be a tight fit. The last one in the layer had to be forced snugly into place. We added the next layer in the same fashion as the previous one, with logs in the 10 to 15 centimeter area. Only the outer ones were actually lashed here as well. This was the layer that made up the flooring. Next is the railing in 2 steps. These were done with fairly thin logs that only had to be thick enough to sit on. These were also only lashed in the raft's corners. If you would want to build a full-size raft, you would lash 2 of these together. The last step was to create a basic tent frame that uses the railing to stay in place. The frame in turn is used for the tarp that goes over it. And that's the basics of the raft that we used.